Morning, everyone. Grace and peace. Welcome to Find the Intersection. My name is Paul Dezay. Today we're talking about Psalm 139, verses 1 to 6, 13 to 18. Psalm 139, 1 to 6, 13 to 18. So these videos that we do every day are about a Bible reading plan that we do at our church. Many other churches are doing it. Here's the premise: is where there's 4 passages every week for every Sunday of the year. What we do is we create a Bible reading plan using those 4 passages the week prior to Sunday. So we read the gospel passage on Monday, the New Testament passage on Tuesday, the Old Testament on Wednesday, and the Psalm on Thursday. And then Friday, we discover the themes that run through all 4 of the passages. And then we come to church on Sunday, the sermon and the music, the whole service is inspired by those 4 passages. It makes a really amazing way to read the Bible. And lives are being changed. Just this past week, I heard that there's 2 churches that are using this and finding amazing results that God is using through this Bible reading plan. All right, so today's passage in this week's Bible reading is Psalm 139. Great passage. We're looking specifically at verses 1 to 6 and 13 to 18, but I want to bring your attention to the last few verses of this particular psalm. It's a great psalm where David says, this is verse 23, it says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my thoughts. See if there are any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." And that particular, the last couple of verses, kind of gives a theme to the whole psalm. Even though those verses weren't in our reading plan for today, those verses give us kind of a summary. So this idea, when you read the Psalm of David, is that God knows David. God knows us. And that knowledge is an intimate knowledge of everything about us, our thoughts and our actions. God knows everything about us, and He loves us. And it's a wonderful knowledge. It's almost too much to bear, as David says, that God knows us and loves us as we are. The rest of the world, everything is conditional. People love us if we do this or that, and if we do something different, then there's consequences in the way that people view us. So God loves us. God loves David and knows everything about it. He says, "You have searched me and you know me. You know when I sit up and when I sit down and when I rise up," which means all parts of the day, right? "You search my path, my lying down, and are acquainted with all my ways." So God knows David. Then the second thing, which is really verses 13 to 18, not only does God know David, know everything about David, God is forming and shaping David. We use the concept of spiritual formation. We talk about it a lot here at Southside. And these are one of those verses that really help us understand as God is shaping and molding, as a potter is molding clay. He's shaping and molding each of us into His image. And so we're being reformed and remade and reshaped by the potter. And that goes and talks about very much in verse 13, "For it was you who formed my inward parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I'm fearfully and wonderfully made." I love that. And it just kind of goes on talking about this formation. God has and is forming us. The last thing that I want to speak about when it comes to this psalm is the verses in between those 2 sections. So our reading today is Psalm 139, verses 1 to 6 and 13 to 18. Verse 7 is a familiar verse. It says, "Where can I go from your spirit, or where can I flee from your presence?" And I just want to point out that you really to understand that what God knows us, God is forming us. That middle section is God is with us. And so God is with us as we go. God is with us today, everywhere we go. He knows us, loves us completely. He's forming us and shaping us. But finally, God is with us everywhere we go. We can't escape from His presence. There's no reason to hide. He is with us all the way. So this is really a psalm of identity, right? God knows us, God is with us, and God is forming us. That's all I got. What do you get out of this passage today? If you would share in the comments, and I'll be back tomorrow as we talk about themes of the week. Hey, have a great day, everyone. Grace and peace.